Okay, fam, we're back. Today we're gonna try another recipe, something I haven't cooked in years. I really don't eat it, but it was something that my stepson, my son, he really kind of loved it. By the way, a big shout out to him. Congratulations on your 20 years in the Air Force and retirement, man. Hey, proud of you. Keep up the good work. And keep the family happy, man. That being said, we're gonna get started. So we got our cube steak. This is our seasonings. I kind of got it set up here to where you can see what I used. I've got some chicken bouillon, bay leaves, thyme, crushed red pepper, Worcestershire sauce, garlic, black pepper, MSG, and Lowry seasoning salt. So this group right here is what I use to season the meats. And this right here mainly is what I use to add to my gravy. And you guys will see what I'm talking about when I get there. By the way, let me get started here. Get our onions cut up, right? Didn't do that first one right like I should have. This is how I normally do it. I don't go all the way through. That way it kind of takes that first layer of skin off without having too many issues. Just like this right here. And there we go. That's done. Next, you just want to come slice them. It's always good to have a good sharp knife. I try to keep my knives sharp, because I don't like dull knives at all. It's nothing worse than trying to cut onions or anything with a dull knife, right? Okay, we got that done, right? So next we're gonna come back here, get our meat seasoned. I don't measure my seasonings when I'm seasoning meat like this. Again, too, this is a meat that it's out of my norm, because normally if I'm cooking any type of meat, I season mine and I generally try to let it set overnight. But with burgers and like this cube steak, really you can just season it and go. So this is what we're doing today. So we're gonna hit that, a little seasoning salt, right? My secret ingredient here, MSG. You don't have to, but I'm just telling you. If you tried, you might like it. It's a little bit difficult to find. I order mine off of Amazon. You generally don't find it in the grocery stores. But yeah, black pepper. So I've been doing this for a long time, so I can kind of just go from eye and hand and know what I'm doing. So work with me on that. All right. So we got some granulated garlic. With beef, I found basically a salt, pepper, and garlic seasonings. I mean, is well. I mean, that's pretty much all you need. It gives beef a good flavor. I'm not a big beef eater, but that way I will eat it. Okay, we got a little Worcestershire sauce, right? Hit it with a little of that. All right, so we want to turn our cube steaks over. Same way, lightly seasoned, and we're going to keep it moving. Our seasoning salt, Lowry's. A light dusting on that. MSG. Light dusting of that. Right? Black pepper, same. Light dusting, just a nice covering for flavor. There again, As always, everybody's taste is different. This is just a foundation. You can take it and tweak it to however you want, however you like your seasoning. Granulated garlic. Right. Last but not least, Worcestershire sauce. Okay, so we got that good. Let me turn my, get my stove ready because this is gonna go pretty quick, right? So we've got the meat seasoned. Next thing we're gonna do, I've got some flour here. And I do flavor my flour a little bit. I'll put a little sea salt in there just to give it a little flavor and keep it from being bland, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we got 3 of them in there. Turn those over, get them coated well, right? If you know anything about cube steak, it's got a lot of grooves in it, so I kind of tend to open mine and make sure most of the surfaces has got good coverage on it with flour, because that flour, you'll see in the process, is actually gonna actually get a good chance to actually cook off after it fries. When you see the process, you'll see what I'm talking about, right? Okay, we're gonna keep going. Get the rest of them in here. I was out at the grocery store today, and the packs that they had in the grocery store that I found here, they only sold them by packs of 6. So I was actually looking for a smaller pack 4, but it is what it is, and so we're just gonna go with what we got, and it's all good, right? Adapt and overcome as always. Every day is a good day. So yeah. Here we go. So now we got this seasoned and ready to go into the grease. Get my towel back up on my shoulder here. Check that. Check my oil here, see if it's not quite there yet. So we'll give that a minute. Let that sit there. You guys know me by now. We try to make life easy as possible, clean as you go. So I put a layer of foil down. So really that's gonna be an easy clean on that pan, right? Put that in the trash. While we wait, there again, tidy everything up, keep it out of the way so we can groove, right? We're good. Just waiting on that oil to heat up. So yeah, I think we're close. We're close, fam. So yeah, what we're gonna do basically is brown, get a nice browning on both sides of our cube steaks here. Then we're gonna add those onions that we chopped up into our pot here. Add the steaks in there, and we're gonna add. I'm gonna add water, but I'm gonna add the chicken bouillon seasoning to that. Got a little bit lazy when I was out, didn't get any chicken broth, so we're gonna make our own with the bouillon seasoning and basically hit it with some crushed red pepper, thyme, and bay leaves. And once they get to cooking, like I say, that flour on the cube steaks is gonna kind of come off, and that's what's gonna thicken our gravy. We're gonna end up with a decent gravy that you can eat this cube steak over rice with. But then also, like I say, once we get there, we'll test it and check out, see if we need to add any other salt or pepper. But that's gonna be it. Easy thing to do. I think we should be ready here. Oh yeah. Get these cooking. Okay, so we got those in the skillet, and with that, we're gonna come back once these, like I said, we're gonna let them brown on both sides, and then we'll come back, put everything together in our other pot, so we can let that simmer, and this will be done. So, okay, fam, I think we put these in the oil there, we're letting these fry. They're brown. As you can see, they got a nice golden color to them. Both sides, right? So now we're ready to take those, sit them in our other pot here. I'll say this is very easy. That turned off, that slid over. We don't want that to start to burn, right? So with that, now we're gonna add our onions to it, right? We sliced our onions up earlier. So now it's a matter of just adding those. I knew I was gonna do that, but that's all good. It's okay, right? Get this on, get this cooking. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is start with like 2 cups of water. I'm not sure exactly how much I'll need. It just depends on, you know, how much meat you have that you're cooking at the time as far as adding your water. You want to at least cover your meat so it can sit there and simmer in the sauce, right? So I've got 2 cups of water. So I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of the chicken broth in our water to give that a base flavor, right? And we'll add that, add our bay leaves, crushed red pepper, and thyme, and we should be good to go. Okay, so I'm adding like 2 tablespoons of our chicken bouillon to the 2 cups of water, right? Get this mixed up. I'm gonna whisk this together. Bring this over here so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Right, so we got that going. Yep. So now we're gonna have to go with a little more water, maybe another cup or 2. This one I'm not going to add that bouillon flavor to it. I don't want it to be over seasoned, right? So we've got a good starting point here. Now we're just gonna cover this and let this start to cook. Once it cooked down, that's when we'll start. Matter of fact, I can do a little of my adding some seasonings to it now. Or either you can wait, like I said, a little bit later. Give it a little spice with some crushed red pepper. Got a little thyme here. Right? And of course, always you got to throw in a couple of bay leaves to give yourself some good flavor. Now with that, right, we're gonna let this sit and start cooking, and it's gonna cook down. We'll check back on it, make sure it's not sticking, and make sure that flour is cooking down and making us a good gravy. Like I said, if need be, we'll add more water to it, and we'll add our seasonings as needed. But we'll be back once this get to cooking, so you can see what the gravy looks like. Okay, fam, back at you for a short minute here. I had a request today about how do I cook my rice, correct? And so I was like, you know something, that's a good question, because out of all of my years of cooking and the way that I cook, actually, I only learned how to cook rice within the past, I would say, 3 to 4 years. And it took my wife actually to come over from Ghana and teach me. Because if you follow the instructions on your package or your box of rice, my rice would always come out gummy or overcooked or undercooked, and I never could get it correct to where the grains would kind of separate and fall apart and not be stuck together. And so found out what I was doing wrong, and the way you get around that, because I even tried it with rice cookers and everything, it still failed. But the easy way to do this, and it comes out right every time, okay, so you're gonna get your rice, you wanna rinse it off, make sure the cloud, until basically the water runs clear and not cloudy. From there, I add a little butter and a little oil. Today I've got some olive oil here, just gonna put just a couple of drops in there, right? Now you can substitute, either use oil and no butter or butter and no oil, but like I said I use both. A little butter and a little oil, right? Okay, so now, I said I've got about 2 cups of rice, so guess what? It's a 1-to-1 mix. Okay, 2 cups of rice, I've got 2 cups of water that I'm gonna add to that oil and butter right there, right? Okay, I'm gonna put a little salt in there to give it a little seasoning, right? Take this, here's our rice, it's been washed, right? Try to get all that out of there. A spoon or a fork and give it a quick stir. Get it mixed in there real good, right? Okay. All right, with that, now we're gonna put it on the stove, right? And we're gonna let that come to a rolling boil, and then we're gonna take that and turn it down, okay? And you take it, let it come to a full boil, and then what we do is, I never heard of this before, never saw it before, but I always keep paper towel now in the house. One of my favorite things, I guess, now. But we're gonna sit this here, right? Because what we're gonna do, once this water starts boiling, we're gonna take the top and wrap it with this paper towel like this, and basically just put it back on top. Once we do that, we turn it down to about 2 to low and give it a timer, 20 minutes, you got perfect rice. In the meantime, while we're waiting on that rice, let me show you our cube steak. See there? We didn't add anything to it, and look at that gravy, right? Now you've got, this is cube steak the way that I know how to do it, the country style. And what we're gonna do to dish it up, once our rice finishes cooking, we're gonna put us some rice down and put the steak on top of it with some gravy. We good to go. We'll be right back. Okay, fam, there's the finished product. We got our banana pudding, and we have our country style cube steak with rice. Let me know what you think about it. Give it a try. Tell me what you think about it, and we'll go from there. Hey, thanks guys for watching my channel, man. You guys have a good day.